Well, as we all know, the Bishop family has been in Manatee County since the 1930s, and they've been a philanthropic family the entire time they've been in Manatee County, and they've really donated some tremendous assets to our county. And they've been running since the 50s. They've been running an animal shelter here on this property in West Bradenton. The foundation has decided that they sort of want to slide out of the animal care business, but at the same time they want to ensure the legacy of the family. So they built this brand new facility right over here, and they decided to donate that facility, $10 million facility, on the same site as the old facility, and they've donated that to Manatee County, so it will now be run by Manatee County Animal Care, which our staff do a fantastic job, of course. And we have a facility in Palmetto, which was built in the 40s, and that facility has needed an upgrade since probably the 50s. So we are thrilled to get this facility. We need to add a little bit of capacity to the facility, which is easily done, and property management is going to do that. So we're going to add a little capacity, and then our animals will be all set, and they'll have the best facility probably in the state of Florida. So the plan is ultimately to shut down Palmetto and move everyone into Bishop, but we're going to have to add to the capacity, particularly the dog kennel capacity at Bishop. So we're working to do that, and we're going to add probably about 50 or 60 kennels, and once we've done that, everything can move into Bishop, which is the ultimate plan. Animal Services is a department that's sort of been neglected for many years, and so I thought it was important for them and for the community to see that the commissioners were all united behind the cause of animal care. And as our population has grown, obviously our capacity has needed to grow as well. More and more animals are being dropped off here at Bishop and at our Palmetto facility, and so we needed the expansion. We all knew we needed it, and we needed also to upgrade the facilities themselves. So everybody understood that, and it really was not a hard sell to get all the commissioners on board. Our staff do a fantastic job. It's a job that, it's a labor of love, right? For the amount of money that they're being paid, and the amount of work that they're doing, the ends don't always justify the means, but they absolutely love serving the community by taking care of our animals, and we can't thank them enough. And the staff deserve to be in a much better, more modern facility than what they've been in up to this point as well. But our staff, they do a great job of taking care of the animals, and they also make good common sense decisions that look out for our taxpayers as well. I think my dog is a one-guy dog. I was thinking about that last night because he's kind of needy, and I thought, I don't know if a second dog is going to work in this house. But I adopted my dog actually at the Humane Society. But he's, very similar he's a pit mix, very similar to all the dogs, or at least most of the dogs that we have here at Bishop and in Palmetto. You should go online, take a look at the animals that we have, because we're sitting on about 300 cats right now that need a good home. We just come out of kitten season, right? And so we have lots of young, very healthy cats. We have lots of young, healthy dogs. They've all been neutered. All of them have had any sort of medical treatment that they need, has been taken care of. So we have young, good, healthy dogs that are, ready to find their forever home. And hopefully that's going to be with you. It is an absolutely beautiful day this morning in Manatee County, and we are going to start the way we always do. We're going to start by honoring God, and I'm going to ask our great mayor, Gene Brown, to come forward and offer the invocation. So if you're able at this time, please stand.
Thank you, Chair Van Ostenbridge, and everyone, please bow your head with me. Today and every day, we thank God, our Heavenly Father, for those many blessings that we all share. We thank Him for Bradenton, our friendly city, for Manatee County, for all the workers who guide our local government. We thank Him for the workers of Manatee County Animal Services. We are grateful for our animal companions who offer us so much more than companionship. They make us smile and laugh, and they become cherished members of our family. We draw real support from them during difficult times, and they can remind us, even though our lives are sometimes challenging and stressful, there's something beautiful and loving in the world. These members of our family teach us to play and to appreciate the little things. Above all else, our animals love us unconditionally as we receive and appreciate the unconditional love of God. We continue to ask God's guidance as we carry out the duties assigned to us. We seek to serve with wisdom and strength, with courage and with truth and integrity. We remain grateful servants of our Heavenly Father In his name we all pray. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you so much, Mayor. Be seated, please. So we're here this morning as a result of a tremendous gift from the Bishop Foundation. And as all of us pretty much know, that the Bishop family has been in Manatee County since like the 20s or the 30s, and they've been philanthropists through that entire time. And some of the amazing assets, including this one, because this is built on the site of the previous animal shelter, but they've contributed some amazing assets to this community, and they're really part of Manatee County, right? Manatee County just would not be the same place if it wasn't for the Bishop family. I grew up here, and whether it was laser light shows at the planetarium, or if it was two dogs that we adopted here at this facility, the Bishop's Foundation was part of my growing up, I think, just like everyone else. And we're incredibly fortunate that they've bestowed this $10 million facility on Manatee County. It's not just a shelter, but there's also essentially an animal hospital inside of this facility, like nothing that we've ever had, and been able to offer the animals here in Manatee County. So without going too much further, I really just want to get right into the Bishop Foundation and ask Mr. Bob Blaylock to come up and say a few words. And I hope that you all give him a tremendous round of applause, because he's an icon in our community. And he is the trustee of the Bishop Foundation. So, sir? Hang on, I might.
I am but one of 5 trustees of the Bishop Foundation, and we have our executive director here today. So we are very much committed to the shelter and its continued growth. As a matter of fact, one of the reasons we are growing is some years ago, I'm going to say probably 10 now, it was in one of the papers that the shelter here was out of space and needed some additional improvements. And we said, well, we're just in the process of a large addition. Why don't we just, now that the county has the ability to lead I don't want to, in any event, the shelter came about because the county didn't have the facilities or the leadership to operate a shelter of the size we have today, and we could see that we were about to get that type of facility. So why don't we just give what we have done to the county and let them continue and do a better job than we can do going forward? And it's worked out that way. So we thank the powers that be, county, for recognizing what the bishops have done, and we will continue to go forward. Speaking for the Bishop Parker, we have Mary Parker, who was the bishop's daughter, that joined the facilities, and they combined their 2 foundations, or several foundations, and much to the improvement of our whole county. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. And good insight into the sort of the long-term vision that the foundation had for Manatee County, and seeing that the board had not really solidified on a quick solution to the 1940s Palmetto facility that we had, and the growing pains that the county has been experiencing. This is one aspect of those growing pains, right? More and more animals are being dropped off, and sort of adding to the stress level, the burden of animal services, and this is a tremendous relief to that. So sometimes you're at an important event when there are so many important people surrounding you. So I do want to point out that we have Commissioner Whitmore and Commissioner Servia up here in the front row. Commissioner Bellamy wasn't able to get such a good seat, but he made it as well. So Honorable Senator Jim Boyd is up here sitting between Councilwomen Barnaby and Jane Coker. And this is your district, I believe, Ms. Coker. And then our great mayor, Gene Brown, is here as well. And where did Chappie run off to? Oh, there he is. And Mayor Chappie from Bradenton Beach is here as well. Am I missing anybody? Did I forget someone? Jan Vosberg? Vosberg. Jan Vosberg. Thank you so much for coming into town for this. We appreciate it. See, my family's from the island, so I know to say coming into town. So next we have Keith Pratt, who is the executive director of the Bishop Animal Shelter. Where is Keith? There he is. You blended into the audience as well. Keith Pratt.
Thank you, sir. You know, when I first got a job here, I thought I'd just be here for 4 or 5 years and get out. But with my amazing board I had 30 years later, I just can't believe how fast it went. So I'm here today. I want to give special thanks to my board and past board directors that I've served with, which was Mary Parker, Matt LaPointe, Robert Blaylock, Bud Parent, Dr. William King, Paul Bartley, Woodrow Young, Beverly Parker, Richard Pratt, and Dr. Willett Winsel. And then also, I was thoroughly amazed and impressed with other shelters in town, especially the Humane Society. I'm glad Rick's here. He does an amazing and beautiful job in conjunction with, I'm so happy to give over the reins to Sarah. I've been with her for about 6-7 years, and she's doing a fabulous job. And plus the donors that help Bishop build this beautiful facility, and the volunteers are the most important part of this community. So if you really love animals, I suggest you volunteer. Thank you. Oh, come on up, sir. I'm gonna give you the key. There you go.
Hold it up.
Oh, right.
All right, you'll probably have to go to Crowder's to get a copy of that one, Sarah. I think Home Depot can do that. Thank you so much, Keith, and thank you so much to the Bishop Foundation. And Sarah, actually, why don't you come up and say a few words right now?
Good morning, everyone. I'm Sarah Brown, and I'm the chief for the Division of Animal Welfare. So 2 years ago, I was sitting in my office when I received a call from Mr. Blaylock. I thought, Keith must be out of town. There's a stray dog at Bishop, and they don't know who to call. So I decided to pick up the phone, and much to my surprise, that it was not why he was calling. Mr. Blaylock shared that he was pleased with the direction of Animal Services, and we talked about the construction plans of their new facility. Then he told me he'd like to donate the shelter to the county. After some further discussion, he asked what I thought, and I said, Mr. Blaylock, you don't know me well, and anybody that knows me knows that I always have something to say, but I am absolutely speechless. So fast forward 2 years later, here we are celebrating this game-changing gift to the county. Since October 2017, Manatee County Animal Services has achieved a 90% or higher save rate. We've been able to achieve that with the limited resources and performing our surgery in a converted closet. With this gift to the state-of-the-art medical facility, which includes a digital x-ray, not only will our life-saving capabilities grow, but we'll be able to treat animals quicker. Thank you so much to the county administration, county attorney's office, property management, and my team for working so hard in making this a reality. A huge thank you to the Board of County Commissioners for approving this gift. And of course, a special thank you to the Bishop SPCA and to Keith, not only for helping us on a daily basis with this transition and this life-changing donation, but for the many years you've dedicated to saving lives of animals in Manatee County. We are honored to carry on this legacy. Thank you so much.
She thanks us for approving the gift. Could you imagine if we didn't approve the gift? You know, if they would have thrown us all out. But I do want to mention, since we had just had staff up here, what a great staff we have, and what amazing care they take of our animals, and how not just the staff, but the volunteers as well, along with the animals, they deserve a facility like this to work in every single day. So it's not just the animals that are benefiting from it. Next, I want to bring up the animal commissioner. She's always been the one who was like the first one to speak up and the biggest advocate for animal care in Manatee County. So Commissioner Carol Whitmore.
Do you mind? Sorry, and I'm so big on it. It took me 10 years to ban retail sale of dogs and cats in Manatee County, but we got it done. There's a lot of people here today that are from animal organizations and that actually got me involved when I first started in office. And I see some of them here today. Plus there's friends of Manatee County here also, that all the funds that they raise goes to animal services to pay for things that we don't pay for. For instance, heartworm, certain procedures, we just can't afford it. So this organization, they put turf out in Palmetto that probably costs $70,000. They raise the money. So if it wasn't for our welfares in Manatee County, we wouldn't be where we are today. And the Bishop Foundation would have never given us this wonderful gift that's actually an $18 million asset. So can I ask all the animal welfare groups and also Sue Colsey, who got me involved big time, to stand up and wave so we can at least let you know. I know there's only a few here, but thank you very much, girls. And if you do something wrong with animals, we all hear about it, as you know. So I want to thank the bishops. The story is in the 40s, they did approach Manatee County to, the bishops wanted to give us money to take care of animals, but then they saw our quality of care and decided to do it themselves. And they built this wonderful facility. A few years back, Mr. Blaylock approached Ed Hunsaker and myself about possibly gifting us $10 million to build a new shelter out east. Lawyers got involved, sorry if there's any lawyers here, and it didn't happen. So Mr. Blaylock said, well, heck with it, I'm taking my 10 million and I'm building this one, and he did. But then he turned around and, and said, you guys have proven yourself. You have shown that Manatee County cares about animal welfare. And they gifted an $18 million asset to Manatee County with a stipulation that it will always be animal welfare or it reverts back to the Bishop Foundation, I'm almost positive. They've hired a new director of their foundation, the Bishop Parker Foundation, Adela Rozier. And could you please stand, because she also was the director of Turning Point since the very beginning, and now she's here with us now. And this is my speech, so sorry about that. I just wanted to thank, Sarah, you've done a wonderful job. If anybody that has to deal with animal activists and animal supporters, we know that sometimes it's a little difficult and they don't get the whole picture, and that we all get, at one point I had the sheriff circling my house during an unfortunate event at Animal Services, and judges did also. So it can be very, very tough. But we are here today to show that we have stepped up to the plate. We've committed to our no-kill, it took 200 citizens to go into chambers of Manatee County to push for no-kill, when a former commissioner refused to because he didn't want to staff what we would need to be able to accomplish this. It took 200 people to turn the tides of Manatee County, and in 2011 we are now a no-kill county, one of the first in the state when we first did it. I want to thank everybody for all the hard work, and I want to thank Manatee County administration for this open house and the great things we've done, and thank you very much.
She wrote all of that down on this little piece of paper right here. That's pretty good. So next we're going to have County Administrator Dr. Scott Hopes come up. Sir? And he does not need to adjust the microphone after I'm speaking.
Thank you, Chairman. I will tell you, this was an interesting transaction. It went on and on and on, but we got it done. So what I would like to see, because there were many, many people involved in this, anybody, including our staff, who touched the transaction that led to this incredible day, stand. If you're already standing, raise your hand. I know all the county commissioners were involved. Come on, stand. Stand. If you touched this transaction, if you had any role in it, you made a phone call, anything. And Mr. Barnaby's there. He was like, what's important is this was an incredible gift. Thank you. This was an incredible gift, but the foundation ensured every step of the way. This wasn't just accepting the donation of a facility. This was not only accepting an ongoing operation that sees to ensuring the welfare of our animal citizens in the county. And that is a pretty honorable effort to ensure that this will continue well into the future. So this is really a great morning to celebrate the unprecedented donation and continued commitment to the animals here in Manatee County. We are proud and humbled by this gift, a gift that happened because of the trust and cooperation of people who have animals' best interest at heart and have had that interest held close for so many years. And as you look around this morning, you will see that our staff and volunteers are doing great things, and I hope you'll visit the facility. And as you listen, they'll be able to fill you in on some of the exciting opportunities that they're looking forward to as this new home becomes more familiar. During the open house coming up after the ribbon cutting, I encourage you to explore up close and in depth how these folks are making such a difference in the lives of these pets, and how this facility is making so much more of that possible. The donation here from the Bishop Foundation to Manatee County to help further our shared desires to help animals includes almost 14 and a half acres, a 25,000 square foot state-of-the-art veterinary facility with on-site x-ray, diagnostics, and surgical suites. This is going to save time, it's going to save money, and it's going to save lives, and it already has. To have an elite facility like this, one of the most advanced of any county in the state, is truly amazing. With it, we can do even more to help animals in our community. And so we say thank you this morning to Lillian H. and Edward E. Bishop, Ned and Patty, known to their friends, who moved to Manatee County over 100 years ago, and who started and have now left an unbelievable legacy of giving. And to Mary Parker, their daughter, who continued that philanthropy until she passed away just 2 years ago. And while this is now and will be a part of Manatee County animal welfare, the facility will retain their name and their mission to benefit and care for animals. And as we thank them, we thank you for being here, to the rededication of this amazing place that will help ensure continued care for our animal friends as we continue to promote responsible pet ownership and adoptions. So with that, let's do the ribbon cutting.
One, two, three.
Okay, I do have one more thing we want to do. Don't leave just yet. Congressman Buchanan's office is here. I'm not sure if Chloe, nope, not Chloe. You're not Chloe. Wait a second. And the congressman has sent her with a letter that she is going to read for us.
Thank you, Commissioner. On behalf of Florida's 16th District, I congratulate you on the opening of your new facility at Bishop Animal Shelter. I'm excited to know that the pets you serve will have access to a state-of-the-art facility. Thank you for your continued dedication to public safety and health through the enforcement of animal welfare laws and ordinances. Your efforts help encourage responsible pet ownership, promoting adoption, and reducing pet overpopulation at animal shelters. As co-chair of the Congressional Animal Protection Caucus, I look forward to continuing to work with you on animal welfare issues. Once again, congratulations.
Thank you so much. And I would just end by saying thank you to, of course, the Bishop Foundation and the Bishop family. Thank you to everyone who worked so hard to make this happen. Thank you to our staff, and thank you to all of our wonderful volunteers. All right, Enjoy the open house.
Thank you.